Can't. We don't have this screen.
We used to.
We all good?
Yep.
Hold up. Wait for it to catch up.
Hello?
We can probably start whenever.
Where am I? Are you there?
We got a weird host tonight.
Are we live? All right. Hi, my name is Evan. This is the this is the album book club. Tonight's album we are reviewing is "Feel the Heat" by the band Nitrate.
When did this album come out, Evan?
Came out in the year of our Lord 2023.
Oh, that was just last year. That's pretty new.
Yeah, pretty fresh. What can I say? We're a bunch of fresh guys.
Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna sound like a bunch of new shit.
Yeah, I wonder.
Boy, I sure hope this is a new album.
Yeah.
By the way, this is, I think, our first viewer-suggested album that we've done, unless you count Bug Moment.
Wingay. Did Winge not?
I don't think he's
No,
given us
Winge
an album.
just gave us a song.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Zombie.
What am I looking for?
Shouts out my boy Winge.
Winch for life. Free win.
Yeah, that viewer has requested we not say who it is. Also, I don't remember.
Free that viewer.
I don't remember the username.
Thanks,
but
unspecified viewer, who
Yep.
I also do remember. I can remember your profile.
Let's see. I know the
picture,
profile picture. I don't know the
but
name.
not your name. I remember it was weird. They're not weird. It was like long and had like a dash or something.
Yeah,
Guys,
I think we've given away too much.
Can you guys describe it in vague shapes and colors for the
It's
the audience?
blue and
Yeah,
white.
it's blue.
Okay, that's cool. Those are good colors.
Those are the coolest colors on the rainbow.
All right, you guys feel like we're ready to move on?
Yeah, top
I would say
three.
so.
Yeah.
All right, my top three. I picked the first three on the album: "Feel the Heat," "All the Moves," and "Wild in the City."
Just the first three.
Yeah, it was a good three.
You know what?
He's about to
Honestly,
say the same thing.
two of them. My the first two are in my top three. "Live Fast, Die Young" is my top song. And then "All the Right Moves" and "Feel the Heat."
Oh, we almost had the same one. My top three was "Wind in the City," "Feel the Heat," and "Live Fast, Die Young."
"Live Fast, Die Young," good.
My top three are One Kiss, Big Time, and Needs a Little Love.
Completely
I had like a
out there.
complete
Yeah.
opposite of you guys. Did you guys listen to the same album I did?
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The first thing out of my mouth when I turned this album on was, "You know, that's not a good sign when the first three songs are the starred tracks on Apple Music."
I don't think that's always the case, but
I'd say
it
nine
can,
times
it
out of
can
10.
be. Yeah. All right, getting into bottom song.
Probably my bottom song is "Haven't Got Time for Heartache."
Mine "Strike Like a Hurricane."
My bottom song is "Stay."
My bottom song is Haven't Got Time for a Heartache. And I will point out right now, before we get into any of the other track titles, that on God, these were made with AI and a generator of just 80 song titles.
They were like, ChatGPT, you know, Def Leppard generate a new album right now.
But they all do fuck.
Sick names, but also they're all just a little too long
Little
for
on
me
the
to
nose.
say. Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, you want to get into the first song?
Oh yeah, first song, "Feel the Heat" by the band Nitrate off of their album "Feel the Heat." Gave this one an 8.5.
I gave this one an 8 out of 10.
I also gave the song an 8 out of 10.
I gave this song a 6 out of 10.
Come on, Logan.
I had to retroactively take points away due to the theme of a lot of the songs on this album, including this one, sound like other songs that are already written. I believe this song was the one that sounded like "Rock You Like a Hurricane," mixed up with the cowbell from "Don't Fear the Reaper."
I didn't think it was that bad of a song. I can definitely feel where it's like inspired is a strong word, but it's a good album. Like it's a good first song. It kind of gets you into the feel of the album. They call it as a 80s arena rock revival, and this is a punch of an 80s arena rock revival. Like you're directly into the deep end.
Yeah, they definitely push you right into that kind of sound. I agree with Logan how this sounds like, and this is a theme for the whole album. This sounds like a lot of other music, especially some bangers from that time. I thought the cowbell, I was like, oh, cool, cowbell.
I
But
love cowbell.
it's a little bit hard to rate these because the influence is so in your face. What you got your hand on over there, bud?
Couch.
Couch?
So the problem is the camera can't even see most of the bit.
Oh, well, to the camera, he might be putting his hand on the couch. Viewers, beware.
There's actually a third couch you can't see with two other hosts that like don't ever appear.
Yeah, that's camera assistant John and audio guy Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jike for short.
We need a PA in here.
We have a PA. That's what John does too.
Well, John needs a break. He's
John-
been working 2 jobs for a while now.
He's also key
John
grip
also doesn't get paid by us.
and best boy.
He's getting college experience.
He graduated.
We
he's
pay him
getting
did not
experience.
It's a pay to play kind of place.
Yeah, I think this. I'm gonna pivot back real quick.
Go back to music. Go back to what we're
Yep.
supposed to be doing.
I think this song, it does a good job of showing you what you're going to get into. It's a lot of songs that are going to sound like probably other songs, but I mean, I don't think it's done bad at all. I think for 2023, there's not many new things you can do to this genre that, I mean, you could get a little bit farther away than songs that have already been made, but I thought it was pretty cool.
So the reason I had to retroactively go back and lower the points of these, there became a point on the album when I picked up a guitar and started playing what I thought it was supposed to be.
What?
Carl got an ad.
What are you talking about?
Carl just said he got an ad for this video. Look at Axe body spray.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love
That's not supposed to happen yet, but cool.
Not sponsored by
Yeah, we're not sponsored by shit.
Nope.
Get their ads off our live.
Yeah, so once I picked up a guitar and was able to start playing the songs that I was hearing and playing the riffs over them and getting spots that started to line up like way more than they should have, it went from, okay, they took inspiration to, okay, they
Ripped the riff.
put this in a reference track and maybe listened a little too hard. And that's okay. It happens. It's an accident. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee you they were like, this is our song. It sounds so great. And then me, the outside listener, is like, well, wait a minute.
You made a little oopsie daisy right here.
It does just happen to be that this is my sweet spot of music, of like 80s arena rock.
I did think while listening to this, I was like, Logan's either going to really like this or be really critical of this.
I really thought Logan was going to come in and be like, 4.
No. So I think it's really well done. There is a dumbass thing in the solo of this song, though, that pissed me off. I don't know why every guitar player wants to play with their whammy bar so bad in the recording room, but he like in the middle of the solo goes like, and, like it's fun. Well, it's fun when we're jamming or if it's at a live show, but on the recorded version, it was just so out of place. It was like it punched a clown for like a note, and then it went back to normal.
It's like a little fidget toy built into your guitar. Like, that's awesome.
And that's why you're not allowed to have a Floyd Rose.
Song number 2, I feel like we were allowed to get into it, is titled All the Right Moves by the band Nitrate off the album Feel the Heat. I gave this one a 7.5.
I also gave this one a 7.5.
Believe it or not, I also gave this song a 7.5.
Believe it or not, I gave this one a 7.
That's pretty
So
close.
that means originally it was a 9?
No, that means originally this was an 8.
Oh, okay.
I
You
didn't
only dropped it
I didn't
one
lower
point.
them all by 2 points. I went back and started re-listening to see how vaguely did this sound like something else, and that's how many points I'll drop it by. The
Oh.
first one got screwed.
I don't know. I can start. I thought this one sounded a lot more like. Don't Stop Believing 2.
See, this one I had a harder time placing one song the whole time.
No, I thought it was start to finish almost exactly Don't Stop Believing.
This song does sound very, very much like Journey.
His
Yeah, I
vocals,
got that.
I will say, on this song were Steve Perry, but I thought
Yeah.
the guitar
Very
was
high up.
The guitar was a little more different because I want to say when this song first started out, I was like, "Oh, this is Jump by Van Halen. Are you shitting me?" And then it changed from that immediately, and then it kind of was Don't Stop Believing, but not really close. It was just the same key, and then there was a part where it was like, "That is."
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like their own music. And then it was back to Don't Stop
Yeah,
Believing.
there's like breaks where it's like, oh, this is modern inspired. That's so cool. They innovated on the genre, and then you go right back to you're like, oh, they're playing a Survivor song. They've tried to write a Survivor song. This is awesome.
Carl does not feel the heat. He's also not wrong. Steve Perry was last week.
He is correct.
Steve
The
Perry
other
from the
Steve
band
Perry. I will say this song did have a great hook. Except for this song was like 4.5 minutes long, so it's the right length for an arena rock song. Except for it's an arena rock song I've already heard, but it's not the version I want to hear. So it really just kind of droned into the background, which is good music to have in the background. But I was trying to analyze it.
I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of Don't Stop Believing, so I might take this one over that.
That's
you-
fair. I do listen to a different version other than Journey's,
That's fair.
but I still like the song.
Do you listen to the Family Guy version from the Family Guy karaoke episode? Because you seem like you're really into that.
I've never heard of this. No, I listened to Steel Panther's version.
Cultured.
All right, the third song is called "Wind in the City." This was my highest rated song on the album. I gave it a 9.
I gave this one a 7.5.
Give this one an 8.5.
I gave this one a 6.5.
I feel,
Womp womp.
I feel like I need to kind of defend myself on this one. This was the one that I felt two ways. So there's like a couple ways to classify 80s arena rock, hair metal, whatever you want to call it, stadium jazz.
That's so accurate.
I was sitting there and I was like, I need to exercise while listening to this album. So I did what any normal person would do, and I found a long flight of stairs and I kept running up and down it while listening to this album. I like almost puked by the end, but I'm a little fat. But anyways,
Me too.
I was really digging into this song in particular, and I sat there and like I gave myself a little break, and I was like, I'm saving this song onto my phone. This is going on every workout playlist I'm ever gonna have for the rest of my life. I actually really like this song in this particular context, and I feel like that is what makes good arena rock or stadium whatever. It is what like keeps you hyped. It gets the people moving.
Gets the people going.
Sean does not hear Don't Stop Believing in the last song.
I'm not smoking crack. This is Wild in the City, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you like Docking? Not Docking. Dockin. The band.
Like docking, bro?
Wait. Everybody reset. Everybody reset.
Lock in.
Do you like Docking? That's for the Monday reel.
No.
And then you can throw
There's
in
no
that
Monday
reaction. Oh, fuck. Damn it. All right, sorry, guys. I
The
wasted
Monday
time.
Reel has got a collective 80 views in the last 3 weeks, so
is
we're
true.
going to try something else this week.
Is it a Tuesday reel?
No, you're the Tuesday Reel.
This song is just fucking Dream Warriors and then some other Dokken songs spliced up into one, which is great because I fucking love Dokken. But I would rather listen to Dokken.
Put that on the Monday reel.
I just realized I can say whatever I want without.
Without
Yeah, there's no threat of a Monday reel embarrassing us later.
Unless I decide to make one anyway.
Fuck. No! The fucking Larry June callback.
Oh my god, have you guys listened to that Larry June song? I looked it up right after the live last night or last week. It was good. It's actually not that bad. I mean, like my overall review 6.5. I've liked a lot more kind of modern hip hop I've listened to nowadays. Didn't really hate it for me, but still very well produced.
Well, guess what? It's on the wheel, so we'll call you back when we end up reviewing that album.
That is on the wheel. We did listen
Crap.
to some of that album. I don't think we were as positive as you are, but it will certainly make for a good review.
That it will.
I'd also like to quickly review the book I brought with us. I don't know if you guys all brought books, but I did.
Fuck, I forgot my book.
This was an 8.5 for me. I actually ordered the soft cover version of this because it's just that good. This is Max Berry's Lexicon. It's kind of a book about like an evil sci-fi dystopian world where they find out that you can use words to kill people.
This
It's
motherfucker
ti-
plays
it's sick.
Warhammer 40K.
It's sick. Well, you know what, Evan? I listened to Do Android Dream of Electric Sheep within the last week, so I will review that. If you like Blade Runner, that is the book it is based on.
Philip Dick. That's a great writer.
It's like a
You
fucking
know what? I'll
10
review
out
a
of
book I've read.
10.
You know, The Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh,
Really, like a
shit.
10 out of 10 story. I don't know.
Whoa, 10?
Yeah, 10.
It's like an 8 at best. Come
Oh,
on.
don't you! I am not here for the Hungry Caterpillar
The
disrespect,
motherfucker
bro.
was just hungry. You know what that is? Me with the munchies.
Dude,
It ain't
look
what
at
the
me.
book-
I'm
the
hungry
book is
all the time.
relatable. The book is not relatable.
It is. You just said that you relate to the
yeah,
book.
but I
Yeah.
ain't colorful.
Well,
I don't
whose
bring
fault is
happiness
that?
to anyone's life.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe let's not say that one, guys.
You heard No Monday release. Started going crazy.
That's not one of those podcasts, okay?
It's Johnson nerd boo. Where's Evil Sean at?
All right, pivoting back to music. I agree with you on how this song kind of sounded. It did. I liked a lot of the motifs we heard, the nostalgia hits, and I think for me, I don't know that band that you spouted earlier.
You're gonna fucking
So-
love Dokken.
I already do, baby boy.
Maybe there will be a Monday release.
The guitar on my arm is based on the one that Dokken's guitar player played.
Oh, cool. So it's probably good music.
Logan certified banger.
But like, I couldn't place the song, but I like the like kind of motifs it used. You know, it gave us a lot of that. You know, whatever you want to call it, the stadium jazz. That sound.
Do we feel ready to move on to track 4? Is everybody?
Connor, did you speak on the song?
I don't have much to say. I liked this song, though. I thought it was good. I don't have whatever Logan has. I couldn't place it. There's a lot of songs on here where I can almost place it, but I can't remember exactly what song it sounds like. This is one where I really didn't have anything to compare it to, so maybe that's what it was. But
Logan's just got this.
I was gonna
genre
say,
on
I will
autism
say-
rock.
I am an extensive listener
I was gonna say,
of
this is-
80s hair.
You're a doc jock?
I am a Dokken. I'm
So this-
master of Dokken.
And you
Logan is
docking my
definitely
jock.
equipped to review this album
I am.
more so than probably the rest of us.
And I will say, my reviews on this are purely based out of analytical sense. These are all bangers without analyzing it. If you just want to listen, you're like, that sounds like this song. Cool. But don't sit there and start trying to pick out what song it is because it's just going to make you mad the more you listen and pay attention.
The more you realize has been like, it's the more you realize it's less inspiration and more we pulled the riff from somewhere. That's when it gets a little antsy for me.
Oh, God, I love fucking the chat right
You guys,
now.
do you guys feel comfortable? You guys feel prepared to move on to track 4?
No.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to track 4. For track 4, we have "Needs a Little Love" by the band Nitrate off their album "POV."
Would you give it out of 10?
I gave it like a 6.5.
I also gave it a 6.5.
I think everyone except Logan is the same person this week because I also gave it a 6.5.
Well, fuck you guys, because I gave this a 7.5.
Damn, a whole point above the
This
rest of us.
song was the definitive sound of the 80s, and by that I mean I'm pretty sure they stole from like 7 fucking songs, and I couldn't place all of them, and I had to stop writing them down, and then I erased them because there was too many. I was like, this can't be right. But I think if I was going to show anyone a song off of this album for this band, it would be this song, because I'm like, oh, this is the most. If you're gonna like it, you're gonna like this one. If you're gonna hate them, you're gonna hate this song. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I actually have a very similar review. I said this is the 80s song of all time. In a kind of bad sense, I guess, for me, because I gave it a 6.5. It just sounded really, like, generic of the time. Like, it sounded super, like, this is what all the big hits sounded like from this time, and that's where it kind of lost me.
This for me felt the most like a cover band for the rest of the album. Like it was really, really strange for me to like listen to this album and listen to the rest of it and have it be like really nice and polite and like very arena rock. And then this song was like, oh, this is a bar band. It kind of just it lost the whole thing for me.
Great artist steal.
What are you guys laughing about? Is this funny?
Fucking tone lock.
You guys like this band? I mean, Tone Loc?
Oh, are we
did
talking
spell-
regular again?
Yes, I think
You
the
guys
bit
speaking of
is-
mics?
the bit's finally over.
Wait, no, Connor, you have to give your whisper review.
Oh, shit. So this song, I do agree that it. I do agree that this song sounded like every like. I wrote blended, but it blended beyond like blending on this album. It
Blended
blends.
into every
it blends
year in the
every
80s.
every 80s song that was made into one, and this is what
81
we
through
got.
89.
Will
It's
it
here.
blend the decade?
Yeah, and it just sounds generic is a good word for it. And now we can stop whispering.
Thank God.
All right, moving on.
Wait a second, I need to say this real quick. You guys don't know how hard Connor was like trying to sound like a vigilante just now. This motherfucker was not speaking soft. He was like,
I am the night.
he's like, yeah. So the song was really good.
I'm not trying. We'd already switched back before I started talking.
Yeah. So then you went to fucking. Oh shit! I guess I just outed you as a superhero.
God damn it, Logan.
His
Logan will
alter
not be on the
ego, Super
podcast
Connor.
next week. He
Yes!
will not survive the night.
Can you survive?
Today is his night 6.
All right,
We need a
guys.
Monday reel for that peak.
All right, guys.
I was
Title
off camera anyway.
track 5 off this album, "Feel the Heat" by Nitrate. It is called "One Kiss" and parentheses "To Save My Heart." Open bracket feet period ISSA close bracket. Gave us 1 to 5.5.
Damn. Give this one a 7.5.
I gave this one a 7 out of 10.
I gave this an 8 out of 10. I fucks with ballads.
I do too. That's kind of why I gave it. I like the duet a lot in this one. And I fuck with this kind of ballad, so.
I have a meter for 80s rock ballads. I have a metric. Every one of them is either better or worse than "Home Sweet Home" by Poison. This one's worse.
It's a Motley Crue song.
Yeah, I know. I did that while making direct eye contact with you for a reason. I wanted to see it was a social experiment.
I love Poison, bro. No, I would say this is like, I think this was definitely inspiration taken from Every Rose. That would be the song I had to pinpoint. But it's good. Like the fucking feature kills it, absolutely murders it, drops the bomb, fucks and rips and goes. But there are some weird Nintendo noises at the end of it. It's like, I was like, what the fuck? So then I just decided that that's why I lost more points.
Can you say "I love Bret Michaels" while you're on air right now?
I love Bret Michaels. Did you know Bret Michaels dated a girl from Cincinnati?
Your mom's from Cincinnati?
Yeah. And then we moved to Maine, and then we moved to Canada, and then we moved to Brazil.
Isn't it weird that Brazil is like the Portugal of the Southern American continent? Because they both speak Portuguese.
I thought this song was pretty good.
Thank God. Get us out of here.
I there's a lot of songs in this album that I didn't have too much to say about. I thought this one was pretty good. It hit at like the right time because I think the last song suffered heavily from we had 3 of the same stylings, and they switched it up here, and I think we were in desperate need of a switch up here. So
I will say, the problem is with 80s, they're all gonna sound like this.
Oh, I know,
the
I
whole
know.
time.
yeah, but this one sounded different enough to break it up, so I thought that was good.
All right, is everybody spoken?
Whoa. Poison better than Motley Crue. I respect that. You know, I get that. That makes sense. That makes logical sense.
Okay, I can see early career, yeah, but later on, like one goes directly down and one goes all the way up.
Oh.
That being said, you guys feel ready to move on?
No.
So Shroomy is here.
Hello, Shroomy.
We're one member of the strike team away. Having everybody here.
Get his ass in here. You have the means.
I'll tell
Get him here.
Bring him in.
Where is he?
Where's Harvey? You guys feel ready to move on to the next album?
Live
next
Fast,
song?
Die Young.
Live Fast, Die Young by Nitrate off the album Feel Heat, released in 2023.
Specify not in person.
That being said, I gave this song a 8.
I give this song a 9.
Which one is this? Sorry.
It's
Live Fast, Die Young.
I gave this one an 8 out of 10.
I gave this a 6.5.
Ow. That hurts, Logan.
The song was not fast.
Or young.
That's true.
This song was just not it. It was catchy. The guitar was good. The bass fucked off. Like this entire album, the bass has just been like half there.
That's true.
Here's the part that makes it worse. Founder of Nitrate, founder of the band, bass player.
You
He
know what
mixed
that
himself
means?
out of his own
He's
album.
probably writing all the fucking songs. That's just how that works. If the bass player starts the band, he writes the songs.
Yeah. And he just like straight up like just kind of just like disappears in the tracks, which is cool, whatevs, but like it's annoying.
I will say this. Since when I was listening to it on my headphones, bass, not really an issue. When I listened to it in the car, it was barely there.
I'd say I listened to it through my like record monitors because I was like, I can listen to this through really good speakers today.
will
I
say
have the
I-
availability.
I listened through AirPods today, and I only heard it on a couple of songs. But when I did hear it, it was the part that let me match it to the song that it sounded like.
A bass player recognizing bass lines. Tales
I'll
old
play
style.
bass. All right, but I don't know. The intro to this song, spoiler warning if you haven't listened to it, is too long. It is too long for an intro. That should not be like a good minute long in a, 3-minute long song? I'll pull it up. Pull it up right now.
Here, I got you.
It is.
I have it right on the other screen.
Oh,
actually.
do you have song length just like ready? Does your phone show that?
Yeah.
Oh, your phone does.
5:15.
It is 5 minutes long, and I swear that the intro is 3 minutes. Like, I was listening to it, and I was like, guys, cut it. Someone should have said, we'll make this an interlude or something. I
Look.
want to listen to the song.
Intros are 4 bars
Yeah.
at the max.
Especially like a sample intro is so annoying. Also, you cannot listen to the song in your car. There are sirens going on in the first, section. An 80s
don't
rock
matter.
song is made to listen to in your car way too loud while driving on the wrong side of the road. Drunk.
That's exactly how I listen to it.
Okay, whoa. My favorite thing to do is pull up to a stoplight and then throw on Bonfire by Childish Gambino as loud as I can.
The cops, you put on Panama by Van Halen, turn it all the way up. Right when he starts playing, we're running a little hot tonight, and you just start revving the car up.
Go.
I thought this one fucked. I was really digging the chorus. I guess it's this style from this era that I really fucking like. This one hit me in the nostalgia super hard, and I don't know exactly the song that it sounded like. What was the song that this one sounded like?
Yes.
Yes.
I assume, the title is Motley Crue.
Yeah,
But for this one, it was just kind of like Bon Jovi-esque is the
That
way
would
I
be
took it.
why
Like
I felt
it felt
so
like
much
that
nostalgia.
structure, but I couldn't put a song to it. It was just like they took their structure. So.
That's probably why I liked it so much, because my dad raised me on Bon Jovi and nothing else.
your dad's John Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
You know
That means you're engaged to Millie Bobby
I
Brown.
was gonna say
Nope.
his son is engaged to Millard Bobbert Brown.
That's Drake's girlfriend.
True.
10 years ago.
Damn.
Man, that's just kind of rough.
You know, like those.
Yeah. You know,
Do you
honestly,
need the Drake noise back.
if I was a Canadian person, I just would stop. I'd stop doing that.
I forgot about that.
I'm tired of Canadian. I'm not gonna say that, but why does Drake act like that? It's really weird. He's like ha ha ha. I'm from the streets. You were in Degrassi. I watched that when I was a kid. That was the first time I knew your name. I saw you in a wheelchair on Degrassi. You cannot tell me like okay, I liked the first few albums, but too much.
Out of my sheet.
I think
Someone just switched cameras.
who hasn't talked about this song yet?
Connor.
Main thing about this song were vocals for me. I thought the vocals stood out more so than most of the rest of these songs, and also there's a little key change at the end. Thought that was cool.
That's the 80s rock method. You're going to start... I'll show you good 80s rock.
Just send me your playlist.
Bro, the only playlist I have with 80s rock in it is 60 hours long.
It actually.
Yeah, I'll rock it.
No, it's not all 80s rock, bro. It's like... It's got Drip Report in there right next to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Right next to like My Shiny Teeth by Chip Skylark.
An actual psychopath.
That's a good song. I deducted this song half a point because of the key change. I literally was like, that's too much cheese, guys. You gotta clock that one down.
Could never have too much cheese for
I
me.
will
just
say,
I'll slurp it down.
in the beginning of this song, I had like already written out 3 lines about how I was like, this is filler, this is just a blended song. And then at the end happened, like with the key change, I was like, all right, it's not filler. It's
He said,
fine.
"Oh, you sang higher."
I thought it was pretty good. The very beginning is kind of boring.
These
but-
guys should make a Creed song.
I can make a Creed song. I'm pretty sure Evan and I have made a Creed song.
Juice.
Kombucha.
You guys feel like morally and physically braced for the next song?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is the one that might actually have the longest name. Haven't got time for heartache. Give this one a 2.5.
Damn.
I think I get why.
I gave this one a 6.
I also gave this one a 6.
I gave this a 4. This is Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Can you take me high? No, dude, it's rough.
You thought this was Creed?
I just thought it wasn't a good song. Like, okay, I get making an album's hard. I don't think I've written 12 songs in my life. At least not just that are structurally coherent
See, I
together.
haven't written 12 cohesive songs.
That being said, this one feels like one we should have left at the drawing board. Like, this one feels like the one that was included because, like, your mom likes it or something. Like that's like, this feels like the dedication track at the concert where everybody's like, oh, cool. You know, something happened and now we got to listen to the dedication song. Like, this feels more like filler than any song I've heard off of any of the mini albums I listened to as reference albums. And it felt so compressed. Like, I literally looked at the wavelength because I wanted to know. That is, like, just block. It is just compressed. There's no dynamic range. There's no anything to it. And it's too long to be like that. It's just not a good song.
Yeah, I thought this one was really meh. It didn't really strike me all too well. I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was dog shit. But, like, it was just kind of there for me. It just kind of existed. It had everything that we've been hearing. And I think this is where you start to run into the issues with how, since they're kind of just taking things and, like, rehashing them, we've gotten to the point in the album where it starts to sound really old. And from here on out, it starts just to get really old. Like, okay, I need something that's a little different. Please stop just, copy pasting.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal most of what you just said.
Yeah.
It doesn't really stand out at all, but also there was one thing that stood out, and it was not a positive. Towards the end, there's this little, like, line or two that they have this, like, phone effect on, and it stands out because it does not fit the style at all, and it sounds like shit.
Yeah, this was the song I picked the guitar up on. Because I was like, this is in between Shepherd of Fire and Enter Sandman for where the riff lies and like how the notes are laid out. So then I learned this riff within like seconds. I was like, figured it out. And then I started playing Enter Sandman over it. And then I was like, okay, now I'm a little bit pissed off. And then they get to the guitar solo and stole an exact fucking line from the Enter Sandman solo.
You can't do that.
No. No, you cannot. You cannot steal a fucking measure of music. So then I was like, okay, that's it. That's beyond reference track. That is someone fucked up. Someone heard a riff in their head and was like, that's it. This is it. And it already existed.
Forgot where it came from.
I don't think that this was intentional. I think almost everything on this album that sounds like something else is just because you play what you know. These guys probably were a cover band that then started writing music. So that tends to happen. You know a lot of riffs. You end up trying to mix up those riffs to make them sound less like those riffs and like something else. Usually you get a completely different product by the end, but it seems like they got caught in the middle on a lot of this, and it didn't evolve into their own full product.
And it gets worse from here on out.
Yeah, it gets like really noticeable from here on out what the songs are. Like I have them listed out. The next song is horrendous about it.
Yes.
Speaking of which, do you guys feel comfortable? You guys feel
Yeah.
you guys feel locked in on moving forward with this one?
No.
Yeah. Carl, we have not considered doing Waylon Jennings. If someone
Alrighty.
suggests it.
This
Hey,
next
that's a viewer in chat.
this next song is called Adults Are Talking. This next
What
song
were you
is called
saying?
it's called Satellite.
Hey, could you say that again?
Yeah.
It's off the album Feel the Heat
I
by
think
the
I
band
missed. I think I
Nitrate.
missed that. Can we?
Yeah, can we run it back?
It's a song called Satellite. It's the 8th track off of the album from the band Nitrate. From
Run it
their
back just
album,
one more time.
Feel the Treat. This song is called Satellite. It is the 8th track on the album. It's from the album Feel the Heat by the band Nitrate. I gave this one a 5.5.
I gave this one a 6.
I also gave this one a 6.
I gave this a 5 out of 10 and wrote one thing that said, "This is Hungry Eyes," and I stopped reviewing it.
That's
Straight up.
exactly what I said to Logan in the
Dude,
car.
the first was rough.
Well, so I had the wrong song in the car. I was like, "Yeah, Satellite is Enter Sandman," and he was like, "No, Satellite's Hungry Eyes." I'm like, "You're 100% right." The second he said that, I was like, "I have the wrong song."
Well, you were just a song down.
Yeah, I said the track prior was.
My gripe. Second best song named Satellite. Yeah, you can't. It's one of those names that like is so iconic and numerous with said song. You kind of can't use it again. Like you can't name anything after another Beatles song. You can't name anything after like I don't know like TNT. Tayo Cruz took that one. Or Dynamite or TNT. AC/DC
I was
took
just
that
saying, I
one.
think AC/DC had it first.
But seriously, like
Well,
you can't
That's
you can't
how it
name your song
happened.
that.
AC/DC took TNT, and Tayo Cruz was like, "Fuck,
Dynamite.
call it Dynamite."
He's like, it was supposed to be TNT, but he's like, "Fuck
Throw my
Dynamite."
hands up in the air tonight and saying, "Hey, oh, TNT,
Go. Boom.
Yeah, no, Logan. Again, that's exactly the first thing I told you in the car. That this is just Hungry Eyes.
Yeah, I stopped
like that was
reviewing
my
it after
biggest.
that.
That was my biggest note here. Like this is very clearly a different song.
I will say, the entire song does not sound like Hungry Eyes, like note for like the other song. It is just the exact same progression, and like at a noticeable degree to where the
That
synth,
opening is
the
pretty much
opening is the
1-to-1.
exact notes. Like they used the same synth. Like they fucked up on that one.
Maybe this was supposed to be like an homage track, and it just sounded
Homage
like
album. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
That is the hard thing to think about. This is these are guys, taking a modern take on what was. And that just doesn't work out. You kind of have to be established in the 80s and then release an 80s album now for it to make sense. Like Motley Crue's newest music isn't the greatest, but it is Motley Crue. You're gonna get that sound from them, and it's hard to replicate it. Like even Steel Panther shit takes modern reference around the time to make it sound like modern music that's paying homage to the 80s. They just talk about wieners and butts and stuff. So
That's my favorite thing to talk about.
Connor,
The
do
wieners
you have any
butts.
thoughts on this song?
Not any that haven't already been said.
Well, do you want to speak them again?
guys,
No.
what did we think about the eyes on the billboard in The Great Gatsby?
Yeah, I also want to quickly review.
Never watched
the
that.
better song from the band, the Dave Matthews Band. I'm Dave for life. I get an 8.5 out of 10 because it's probably one of my favorite guitar riffs ever put in a song, and it rips. I not a big fan of the saxophone, violin.
Fuck you, saxophone's
Sometimes
great.
drums suck in some Dave Matthews Band songs. This one works. 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, moving on. Ninth track on the album, "Strike Like a Hurricane." Band is Nitrate. The album is "Feel the Heat." I gave this one a 7.
Give this one a 5.
I gave this one a 7.
I meant to write 6.5, but I accidentally wrote 6.6, so I will lock in a 6.6.
Steven.
No, it would be Steven if it was 6.61.
It's because the vibe. It's not a 6.5.
So this would have been my thumbs up song if I could have given any track a thumbs up, except for I did feel the need to point out that this is Round and Round by Rat.
Literally,
This is Round and Round by Rat.
exact.
I was playing the guitar riff over it, and I was like, God damn it, I was pissed.
This was the one where the bass is almost 1-to-1. You Give Love a Bad Name.
I also got "Shout!" with the Devil by one Malted Crew. They're a real gang of misfits.
This is my bottom song.
Yeah, I love the
I
Maltesers.
just didn't like it. Wasn't good. I didn't vibe with this one as much. It really blended for me. It's like, okay, this is just them splitting two 80s tracks, splicing them together, and telling everybody it's theirs. It just, this one really fell into the background for me, kind of just blended and was there.
Save the first like 3 or 4 things you said and wait a couple songs because I'm just going to copy paste that for my bottom song.
I will say, Sean did say it in the chat, "Strike Like a Hurricane" is 100% inspired
Yeah.
by Scorpions.
Which is, of course, as we all know, that's the band that wrote Wagon Wheel.
And Day Tripper.
Whoa.
I thought they did Wheel in the Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right. Day Tripper was written by Aerosmith.
I thought Eric Clapton did that one.
Maybe.
Which one sings the reggae song?
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
No, you're thinking of MF Doom.
You guys know Banana Boat?
Oh, by the Breeders.
Yeah.
We're all broken.
Strike Like a Hurricane it was okay. It wasn't. I mean, I've definitely heard worse. You know, I got to like that point in the album where I was so fatigued, especially on my first listen, because boy howdy, this thing is compressed. I was just like fatigued in my hearing, and I was like, I could hear this song again and not be like mad. Like I could hear this randomly in like a shuffle of a playlist and be like, oh, this is a good tune. I would know that it was literally just I could hear the songs. I could hear it was Round and Round by Rat like perfectly. Rat with 2 T's, by the way. I could hear it like perfectly, and I was like, whatever, it's okay. You know, it's fine. It's 7.5 because I needed to bump everything up because I felt so poorly about what is the name of the song? Freaking Haven't Got Time for Heartache. It was genuinely like I was like, if this is a 4 for me, what is everything else?
All right, next song.
Okay, yeah. Next song is called Big Time. It is by the band Nitrate and is off their album Feel the Heat.
Would you rate it?
I gave this one a 6.5.
I also gave this one a 6.5.
I gave it a 7.
I gave this one a 7.5, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could not find a song that this was specific to, but it did sound like everything
That's-
in the genre.
That's
it
pretty much
sounded
my whole-
generic as hell.
But in an album full of shit that sounds like other shit, that's kind of like, to me, that's a point up. And the cowbell in this song actually worked. In the last song, there was too much cowbell. In this one, it was there. It was spot on.
We're gonna get so many comments that there can never be too much cowbell.
I actually wrote down that this sounds like if Paramore tried to write an 80s song, and I was like, I don't even know how to describe that or how to like say that in any other sense or meaning, but it just kind of felt like if Paramore tried to make an 80s tribute song and then had like an 80s band cover it for them. Like it
no,
was
like
just
I
weird.
get that. Like Haley Williams is a side project, wrote an 80s like song,
You know what?
and then gave it to somebody.
Sean just said something in the chat that I think perfectly describes this album. It's royalty-free 80s rock. That's all it is.
Yeah, except for these guys probably have royalties on it.
That's what it sounds like.
Let's test it. Play the song out loud.
All right, let's do this.
Nope.
Here I am. Oh wait, sorry,
That's
that's
what-
just who they thought they
That
were.
was the right one.
My balls are on fire again.
That's what they made it sound like.
But yeah, most of my notes were the same thing you said. I can't place which one it is, but it sounds like all of them.
Yup. I think this one was like, to me, more on like, it's like somewhere in between Bon Jovi and Def Leppard. Like it's in
Yeah.
right in between those two, because they're not as epic as the Def Leppard is, but they've got kind of a little bit of the guitar work, but they're not as toned down as Bon Jovi, so it's in there.
See, hearing that and like thinking about it that way, it should be higher in my brain. I love both of those guys. Not this song. I thought this song was just kind of generic in there. Like, I could not care enough when it ended. I couldn't care when it started. I just sat through it.
I think
Just
a
kinda
lot of
there.
that is fatigue too.
Yeah, at this point
At
in
this
the
point,
album,
you're sitting through like 30 fucking. Oh no, wait. There's 48 minutes
Yeah.
on this album, so you've
You're
sat
sitting
through
through,
like
like
40
40
minutes.
I've listened to
of
Hysteria
80s metal.
5 times.
Good album.
The
Yeah,
song.
it's a great
Good
album
song.
because you know all of the songs on it.
Actually, I wanna say this. Mint condition little cassette that I got. I love Def Leppard. It's a secret. It's a hidden love for me.
It shouldn't be hidden.
I'm a lep man. I'm a little leper.
You're
but
a
like-
leper?
Yeah, it's bad.
That's what they call themselves these days.
But I'm super into them, and I have a couple cassettes, and because they're cool, they're authentic, and I sat back and I listened to them, and I was like, I like this a lot. I should be saying to myself that I like this album. I went into it again, and I was like, second listen, and I was like, I should like this because I love Def Leppard, and it doesn't compare.
Yeah, it's like you're hearing something, but you're so used to hearing it done so much better.
It honestly is like, if you guys have ever, there was a long time in my life where I drank like real cane sugar Coke, like they often call it like Mexican Cokes or like big bottle Cokes. You get at like different restaurants, stuff like that. And I used to drink them like all the time. And, I get them like once a week, and that was like the only real time I drink soda. Yeah, everybody knows Def Leppard.
No, I was explaining a joke to Connor because
Oh,
I could
okay.
see that he didn't get it.
But I went back and I drank real high fructose, dangerously bad for you, like melts your skin off Coke, and I was like, "Wow, this sucks." They give this to children.
How did we get here? What did I miss?
What's happening?
What
Let's-
did I miss? We
Have
went
we all
from
talked
Def
about
Leppard
this
to
song?
Coke.
Yeah,
I mean, that's actually a pretty easy jump.
Yeah, other Coke.
Oh, that's a-
Zach
And then that's an
Anderson's
easy
here.
jump. Oh,
Oh my
the
god!
whole strike team. Oh wait,
Shroomy
At one
Shroomy
point
is
was
presuming. Shroomi's probably just listening. It's probably stream night.
The
I hope
Shroom
stream's
stream.
going good if she is here.
You guys feel comfortable moving on to this
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
grand finale of a song?
That's one way
Oh.
to talk about this song.
This song is called "Stay." It is the 11th track off of this album. The album, if you guys are just joining, is called "Feel the Heat." The band is called Nitrate.
Can you run that again?
No,
We already did this bit. Move on.
I gave this one a 6 out of 10.
I also gave this one a 6 out of 10.
I gave this one a 5 out of 10.
I gave this a 7 out of 10. I think this is a solid ending. But this, unlike every other song, could not be placed to an 80s song, but much other, The Greatest Showman soundtrack. This was very reminiscent of a few songs off of The Greatest Showman soundtrack, but with some 80s guitar. So if you like The Greatest Showman, you'll probably like this song. I am a somewhat fan of that movie, so
You like Lady Gaga?
not
I
particularly.
love Lady Gaga. I'm a little monster.
I like old Lady
anyway,
Gaga.
I agree with you, Logan, how this is a pretty decent ending, but outside of that, it's just not much. It's not much of anything for me. I guess the fatigue hit me super hard at this point. Like, these last 4 tracks have been a slog to get through. I pretty much did 6 for the last 4. It just gets so hard because you're trying to place everything, and at this point, once you've
Bless you.
goddamn,
Sorry.
bless you. Once you've started to place the songs into categories, like, oh, okay, this one sounds like these people, this one sounds like these people. You get here, and it's like, okay, what happened? Where is the 80s reference? Why isn't it here? And how does it still sound this generic?
Because it's in the 1920s with The Greatest Showman.
Apple Music wouldn't load this song the first 2 times I listened to it.
Trying to
I
save
listened
him
to
from
this
it.
album, and I pulled it onto YouTube, and I looked up "Stay," and I was reminded of the Rihanna song, and I genuinely was just like, I don't want to listen to this song. So I listened to the Rihanna song, and then looked up this song and listened to it, and I was like, not even close.
So
also-
valid.
But also, what the hell is it doing on this album?
For
It's a
real.
good song. I rated it because I genuinely believe it's a 6 out of 10 song. On any other like on this album, it's a 6 out of 10 song. But on an album that would have belonged with this song, I could give it a 7.5 or 8.
I agree with that.
It was on last week's song. You guys, I said an 8 out of 10 song.
What?
What the fuck? What was last week's album even?
It was Pink Rat.
I definitely don't think this would have fit on that album.
I
but
think it would have been a better ending
I
on
think
that
it would
album.
have been a
than
better
the one
song
we
on
have.
that album.
yeah, probably better on that album than this. But
That's like the one song on that album I don't like. So
that's
I listened to these albums back to back. I can say that.
let's try it. We'll make a playlist. It's just all of At the Pink Rat,
And
except the
this.
last song is this one.
And then "Stay" by Rihanna. You gotta turn that one on afterwards.
That's
It's
the
a good-
bonus track.
It's a good song.
All right, you ready to move to pacing?
Is it pacing?
pacing.
I was gonna call it flow. It's flow in my notes. It's flow in my heart too.
It was flow in my notes up until like Steven finally figured out it was called pacing.
I gave it an 8.
I gave the pacing of this album a 7.5.
Gave the pacing of this album a 7 out of 10.
I gave pacing an 8.
Sounds like we're all pretty much in agreement. I
My-
think it's a pretty easy listen.
Yeah.
You don't really get fatigued until the very end. And that's the only place I really take off points. All this stuff sounds so similar, and it's kind of these like nostalgic beats that it all just kind of, overall, it kind of blends together. But how the album is structured, it ain't that bad. And the ending kind of feels like an ending, even if it doesn't really fit here.
My only problemo, minor problemo. My favorite 3 songs were on the beginning of the album. I hate when bands do that. I hate when they put like the A sides, like the obvious hits on like the first 3 songs. So I'm like, you spoiled it.
Here's your track listing for your best 3 tracks. 3, 5, 9.
Yeah. I'm
Keep
also
it
cool with
balanced.
I'm also cool with like 1, 3, and then like 6 or 7, whichever was the first on the B side. I'm cool with that. But like opening it up with just bam, 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 and then it's like, oh, okay. Here's the rest of the album.
I have to probably go. I don't have much to add really. It was a fine listen until the end when it kind of wasn't. Pacing wasn't too bad. Just that's really all I got.
Yeah, as an avid listener of the genre, I think there's really 2 problem spots on the album that brought the 2 points down. The last song is not really 80s, like we've said. It feels like Greatest Showman. And then Haven't Got Time for a Heartache. With it being inspired, or at least me being able to track it to a Metallica, it does feel more on the thrash side than it does on the 80s hair side. So that kind of throws it off just a tiny bit. And that's really why I lost the 2 points. If I had this on in the background, am I going to notice? Not really. But when you're listening, you're going to
I was gonna say this whole album probably could go on a playlist and fit in perfectly.
Mm-hmm. If I had this on shuffle in my regular playlist, it'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is it album overall? Is that
Album art.
Album art. I am so sorry. I have disgraced myself.
No,
I
our
will now
notes
be-
are just written incorrectly.
I'm gonna disembowel myself with the samurai sword. I screwed up.
Like
I'm
a
sorry,
real
guys.
man.
Anyways, I gave this one a 7.5.
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave this an 8 with stipulation. And that
Asterisk.
stipulation is I can't tell if this is a really good artist or if it's a really good digital artist. And if it's digital, it is going to lose a half of a point
It definitely looks digital.
because it feels like there's some stuff that's just not right.
It,
But if it's an artist, I'm willing to understand it because there are background details that are going to get smudged and shit. But if you're digital, you can make that shit perfect. Perfect.
here's my thing about it. The background, I am apprehensive to say this because I don't know. But it does just look a little bit like it's AI art that's been professionally touched up or redone.
robots.
That's been professionally touched up or redone, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I feel like that's the thing that's off with the background, maybe.
I was like I want to see what this background looked like if it was purple, and I was like, oh, that's a scream cap from Blade Runner. Like I'm 90% sure that it is almost exactly a scream cap from the original Blade Runner.
Really?
That's just mildly touched up. Yeah, I was like that's sick. I'm into it. It's a sick looking album cover, so I'm gonna give it a 7.5, not knowing that I know that, but it's like 90% there to like just a random screen cap from Blade Runner.
It
I was like,
does
come on.
100% look like they took Deckard out,
Yeah.
put a girl in, and then changed the color scheme to yellow, and that's what they
yeah,
did.
Yeah, it's like they just took the human Alvin's photos and were like, eat.
That's so
I
funny.
mean, I'm not gonna stop them, but that's messed up.
Yeah, I like this album art. I will go on the defense a little bit. I don't think this is AI, like at all. I've looked at it the first time I looked at it. I didn't think it was AI, and even I look at it right now. I don't think this is AI at all. But
It's just that
It-
art style. I'm always apprehensive whenever I see it. Now,
I think it's because they throw like 70 bajillion filters over it to make it look so like epic and good, and it does look really good. But it also, you get that 100%. This was touched in a computer,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone these days is apprehensive about art being passed off as AI art because we all feel for artists who pay for that, and then, someone just throws it into Copilot and cooks up an album art in 3 seconds and doesn't even touch it up. Then they get screwed. So
yeah, that's my thing. If this is like a touched up AI art, cool, whatever. That's how you're supposed to use AI.
It honestly, it kind of like looking at it, I was like, oh, it's like 2008 Blade Runner. Like if it was just like Transformer 2 sepia, don't hell.
that's exactly
Blade
what
Runner.
that is.
And I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that, but it's cool. I'm getting it a 7.5 without thinking about that. That's not in my mind anymore.
This is like the cover to a movie that you would find in a like truck stop of America, like for $4.
I was gonna say it kind of looks like a straight to DVD action movie from the early 2000s.
And that fucks because it's probably got
agree.
Carrie Elwes in it. Fucking, what was he doing around then? Saw?
Hey Logan, you got your hat on?
Yeah, I do.
Carl's
that's
calling for a
that's
merch drop.
Yeah, I got it. Logan, hand me your hat. Hand me your hat. Hand me your hat. Hand me your hat. Hand me your hat.
Definitely well used. Is well worn.
Um,
And by that I mean my hat has turned copper because I sweat so vigorously in my hat.
That's a stinky hat. No, but you guys got merch. We got merch. Album Book Club. Home of the Whopper. They got merch.
I don't know if
and
we can say that.
It's pretty good. We guys have
Drop
T-shirts,
Whopper merch.
T-shirts, hats.
You rule.
I believe there's a few flags both in and out of development at any given point in time.
There's one flag currently out. I will
One in
post it.
development.
I will post it eventually. I just have to go make it.
It's good stuff. It's quality stuff. As you can see, this one's brown and it's not fraying. I mean, there's no like visual damage to it, and I think that's a good quality for YouTube merch. Because I don't know about you guys, I'm not going to name names, but I will say a certain YouTuber who has a certain merch line, awful quality, and it's like $60 a shirt. And I was like, guys, that's not right. That's incomprehensible. This stuff. I mean, look at it. It's brown, and it's in perfect condition.
Yeah,
And plus,
that hat has been worn every day since the purchase has been made. Working 40 hours a week in a warehouse. I don't take it off while I'm at work.
and plus, it's cooked lovingly by Connor and his mom, and that's awesome.
It's not exactly true, but I will say I have had some lackluster merch drops prior from different musicians and different creators, and it's typically through no fault of their own. Everyone ends up with a merch company, and then some merch companies are just maybe a little less truthful than others, and people get screwed, and that's why lesser quality happens. But I'm yet to see a bad quality drop out of all of our stuff. I think it's all pretty good. Our hoodies are fairly warm. I think they're great fall-time
I
hoodies.
still need to get a hoodie.
Yeah, actually, with fall time coming up, I guess it's time to whip out the Stashes back
Yeah.
hoodie again.
If you buy a hoodie, we really like that. They've never threatened me with violence before, and that's good. And you want that out of a company, I think. So support this one that has never threatened me with any violent thoughts or actions ever.
Are you a freshman in college that wants to get into a fucking frat, but you got no game? Buy a Porn Stashes back hoodie and give it to some guy in said frat. You will get a bid. That is not a legal promise.
Love that design, but don't want to have the word porn displayed. Check back next week, and I might have the next merch line dropped.
Are you a big fan of shrimp?
Yes,
Stay tuned in.
I love shrimp.
Scrimp.
All right, let's
I'm a
talk
shrimp
about
guy.
music overall.
All right, music overall.
Hit our hour mark.
I gave this one an 8.
I gave the music overall on this album a 7.5.
Gave the music overall a 7 out of 10.
This is a live rating from Logan. I'm going to give this album. Fuck, this is a really hard rate, man. I'm gonna give this album in
Just
its
follow
own
your
right,
heart.
Rate.
6.5.
Rate.
but I'm going to give the songs out of the context of this album. Like, if I could just throw this in my playlist, it's an 8. Like, when you listen to it all in one go and you're analyzing it, it's fucked. Right? Like, we can sit there and name every song. We can fucking figure this album out. I could play this album at a show in 3 weeks if you give me, like, an Adderall or something.
3 weeks probably.
Yeah.
Figured out.
You give me 3 weeks. I can do this in 3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm your guy.
But it's not bad. It's really good. It's just really originally unoriginal. I love that phrase. And
It's not the first time we've heard that.
it's sad that we've kind of heard that more than once on here. But accidents happen. I've been in the studio. I've written a song that was 1-to-1 to a Beatles song that I listened to every day and then was like, well, shit. So
Hey,
I had
it's
to
like
scrap
that one
it.
guy who accidentally wrote the Office theme, He just happened to slow it down.
What?
Have you not seen that video?
Oh, Daniel Thrasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, those comedy sketches. But yeah, it happens all the time. It's a very common thing for musicians to do. It's just when you're analyzing it, doing that, you can't face the fact that this is what this is. This is an Oopsies Were Made album.
Sean is indifferent towards its existence.
I have to rate music overall on one thing, and that is would I want to listen to it again? I don't know. I don't know if I would genuinely want to sit down and listen to this album as a whole over again. I think there are a few songs I could pick out and I'd be really interested in. But I want to get on my high horse for a second here. I'm by no means an audio expert, but little thing when you're doing something called mastering, compressor, turn it down. It doesn't need to be up there. Some of my favorite albums. I want to go back. Def Leppard. super uncompressed masters, like super uncompressed, especially on like a cassette or before. If you get a non-remastered version, there's tons of dynamics. The verses are like borderline too quiet, and you turn them up, and the choruses are so loud that it hurts your head, and that's awesome. That's sick. When your entire album's waveform looks like this, there's nothing there. There's no loudness in the chorus. There's no quietness in the verses. I can't listen to it. Like I can't sit through 48 minutes of one flat volume. Like it hurts. It is like an almost hurtful album to listen to, and I can't listen to the whole thing.
This dude's an audiophile.
I said, well, also just to kind of like agree to that sentiment, choruses are supposed to be sung. That's what the chorus is there for. They want us to sing along. That's the point. And when you have it at the exact same volume, who cares? It's just another part of the song. You don't want anything to stand out. Guitar solo should be bumped, chorus should be bumped, refrain should be bumped.
Oh, shit.
This is definitely an example of let me get my hands on the originals. Like the original like recordings of this, and I bet we can make this sound a lot less like the inspired tracks. And
Yeah, that's a plug for later.
yeah, for real. That's exactly what this is. Tune back in like 6 months.
Give me 3 weeks. Give me 3 whole weeks of my life. Give me 21 days, and I'm gonna get this album. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do 21 days.
This dude holds up 1, 2, and 3 weird.
I only hold up 1 this way, 2 this way, and 3 this way. I don't
What a
know.
weirdo.
I don't know where I learned that, but it's just like ingrained in my mind. I think it's because I can't do this.
You learned it from that one movie.
Like this doesn't work for me.
You don't know what the worst part is? This is how I count to 3 with my fingers. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa, that's so much worse. I'm pretty sure they caught you on game doing that, bud. So
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's easier.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys know that song?
1, 2.
All right, I'm gonna talk about music overall.
Wait,
real
wait,
quick.
wait.
Song of the day on the
I was gonna say, give me a
25th
second.
anniversary.
Let's rant that. We get on the anniversary, post that fucking song. He's posting other people posting the song. Our thing says it's the anniversary of this song. Go give it a listen. Everyone else is just like listening to Mambo number 5 today. Doesn't post ours. Fucking Lou Bega, bro.
Or like Pooh Bagel.
I need that on a shirt.
Dale, it's the worldwide. That's Pitbull, by the way. I don't know. If
I
you
didn't
guys
know
got
that. I didn't know that. Thank you for explaining.
I used to read Pitbull lyrics, and I just thought he was saying Dale over and over again because like I thought that was like his,
All right.
like a secret alter ego.
How I felt about this album overall. I thought it was pretty fun. You know, it sucks to look at it critically. I agree with Logan there, 100%. Like, when you sit down and pick it apart and go find all the references, it's, it's hard not to think about, okay, that's just the riff from XYZ, that's just the chorus from XYZ. But when you just when you just forget about it and just enjoy it, I think it would score a little bit higher in my own mind. Like, I think this is much more of a playlist album than it is a sit down and listen through it all the way album.
Took the words out of my mouth. I think a couple of these songs, they haven't yet, but they probably will go on a playlist for me. But I don't think I'm ever going to sit down and listen to this full album again.
Yeah, hell no.
I will check out more of this band. I don't hate the sound.
Say the name of the band.
Nitrate.
Thank you. And what's the name of the album?
Sodium.
Incorrect.
More caffeine.
Give
Down
me
the
1
sodium.
second.
I need
Feel
more
the
momentum.
Heat by
Yes.
Nitrate, released in 2023, hard rock classified,
Thank
with
you.
lossless available on Apple Music.
It actually sounds worse. A lossless, by the way.
Does it?
Yeah, I beat them. My first listen was not. My first listen was. My
Oh.
second listen was lossless, and I was like, Dolby messed this one up. It actually is significantly worse now.
I
It's more compressed.
don't know that my monitors have lossless shit. I know my headphones do, not my earbuds, but my
Yeah,
headphones.
don't plug them.
Yeah, I almost said you could hear me. I was like, not my. I didn't plug my headphones either, but my new headphones
Mhm.
do have lossless, as they are made by Apple. All right.
Is that?
Yep, I think that's it.
Is there any more we need to review?
Yeah, so we actually brought you in secretly to review a second album you didn't listen to by the Dave Matthews Band.
If it's Crash, I've listened to the album probably more than you could ever imagine. It's so I do this little bit where I go to different bookstores in different places. I shouldn't be saying this on air, but I buy copies of Dave Matthews Band's Crash, and like somebody's like, yeah, I've always I'm getting into CDs. What should I buy? And I hand them a copy of the album. It's literally like everyone I know's collection has it like that right at the top. They're like, why did you do this? And they go to other people's houses and they see it. They're like, who keeps giving these away? And they all point back to me.
Evan, I'm hurt by the fact that I've known you for 2 years and I don't have a copy.
Do you
of
want a copy
Crash.
of Dave Matthews Band's Crash?
But
I don't think Connor has one either, and he has CDs right here.
But the funny thing is
Everybody's getting a copy.
while Evan and I
No,
worked at
I
the same
refuse.
place, we would occasionally show up with gifts for each other. And it would usually be me showing up with cassettes, and then Evan got me a cassette one time, and then one time he shows up with fucking Lethal Weapon.
yeah, I got Lethal Weapon from Kroger.
And he was like, Merry Christmas. And it was like fucking September. That's for the Yapcast that we got to go shoot after this. Anywho, that wraps it for this week. Next week we're listening to something. Connor?
No idea. That depends on a lot of moving parts right now. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know probably early Friday.
So that's what we're listening to. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Carl, Sean, thanks for sticking around. See y'all next week.
Love you, Carl. Love
Bye,
you, Sean.
guys. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.